Yoshio Sugino was born on December 12, 1904. He began his training in the martial arts as a teenager and by the age of 22 had opened a judo dojo. After seeing a demonstration by Morihei Ueshiba around 1932, he enrolled in the old Kobukan dojo. Having practiced the traditional martial art of Katori Shinto Ryu since 1929, he continues instructing in Kawasaki City while frequently traveling abroad to France and the United States. Sugino Sensei holds the 10th Dan rank awarded through the International Martial Arts Federation. The second Aiki News Friendship Demonstration was held on October 25, 1986, at the Edogawa Ward Cultural Center. Morihiro Saito Sensei is presently active as the chief instructor of the Iwama Aikido Dojo in Ibaraki Prefecture. He is the well-known author of a series of 5 volumes on Aikido technique, including Bijo and Ken. Saito Sensei is also the guardian of the Aiki Shrine in Iwama, which was originally erected by the founder of Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba. Each year, more than 100 foreign students from all over the world journey to Iwama to study unarmed and weapon techniques under Saito Sensei.
簡単にできるようになれば、これからいろいろな技が、例えば、この苦情を叩くとか、相手がよくやりました。バーッて言って、これおちに乗って、ここで頭を砕くんだとか、それから、手を折るんだとか、動けなかったら何もできない。まず、足で捕まえて、無理がなく、動ける稽古が基本。そして、それから長くある。こっち側ですね。だから上の手の下からってね、入ってないんですよ。硬い稽古から入ります。そして気の流れは、こちらへ来る流れ、こちらへ来る流れと、いろいろさまざまな型取りの手法投げを投げならば、手法投げではないけど、関連性のあるこの技をやっとくっていうんですね。パッ、パッ。手法投げではないけども、この技を関連の技でやる。そうするの、それからまた分かるんです。今はパッといって開いたんですけども、今度は肩を振り込めて、パッていってね、これはね、パッて、その肩を振り込んで投げる、振り込んで投げる。離したらどうしますか、離したらこれ食べる。ここからすぐ、折れて、その次に習ったのがこの形です。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15、16、17、18、19、20、21、22、23、24、25、26、27、28、20、30、31と、後ろロケつかまれたり、前に、ここでやったら疲れる。必ず相手がついてきたらば、必ずよく来るとか、ついてくる。やつね、こう来るとか。全部、こんな技でも、モルトよりも、正面すれば、ここが入って、だから、これがあるからこう、でも、返したらこれでも取れるわけです。これじゃ、ゼロな言葉としては、必ず押さえれば、これはついてくるんです。だから押さえたらすぐついてくるんです、剣は。だから、押さえ、土をさすなしちゃいけない。必ず最後、肩取りのお願いも、パッと押さえればすぐついてくる。それから、さっとついてくれば、変わらなくちゃいけないですね。
Here, we move the opponent to the right under our own solar plexus. My left hand is holding him at a tsubo point under the elbow. and the right hand is grabbing him at an external vital point. Then the next movement is to kick the side of his abdomen. As I kick to his side, I take his arm to execute a thrusting movement as though thrusting with a spear. Here, grabbing the opponent's arm at an external vital point is very effective. As you might have noticed, we hold our hand up above our head this way in our Zanshin movement at the end of each technique in today's demonstration. Although we do that movement empty-handedly, in reality, we are supposed to be holding a kodachi or sword after drawing it out. Since we are holding a kodachi above our head, we are ready for the enemy's attack from the back. This may be one of the reasons why they say Daitoryu is barbaric, because we draw a kodachi out to give the final coup de grace. That was Ippondori. We have 10 minutes left, so we will demonstrate Gyaku Ude-dori. In Gyaku Ude-dori, the opponent grabs our collar from the front. When the opponent grabs the collar, I know, of course, that there are many ways to deal with this situation. For example, attacking the opponent's joints this way. However, in Daitoryu, as I have stressed earlier, in all the techniques of Shoden, the instant the opponent makes contact with our body is exactly the moment when he loses control of his movement. This is true in any sort of situation. In this technique also, I swing my arm up from below with Nakataka Ippon King. In this movement, my right hand attacks the opponent's chin from below, taking advantage of his blind spot, and my left hand is attacking the Tsubo point below his elbow. For the next movement, I lower both my arms. My right hand hits his forehead, and my left hand hits the other side of the same Tsubo on the opponent's right arm. Here, my center of gravity naturally changes. Then, my right thumb controls the opponent's thumb, and my little finger controls the tsubo below the opponent's little finger on his right hand. With my left hand, I grab his right arm from below, thrusting upwards at the same time. Here again, I bring the opponent below my solar plexus. As I explained earlier, if one starts moving his own center of gravity when the balance of the opponent's movement has not been broken, one will naturally be thrown. Therefore, when one moves his center of gravity, it has to be when the opponent has already lost his balance of movement, or for the purpose of breaking the opponent's balance. That was Gyaku Ude-dori. It is the third kata in the Tachiai series. Next, Karami Nage, the fifth kata in Tachiai. We just did an application technique of the third kata. The opponent again grabs me by the collar from the front. It is the same situation as the third technique, Gyaku Ude-dori. One can of course apply the same Gyaku Ude technique here. However, I think that Daitoryu has been systematized so well and completely that one can learn different techniques for the same situation in case the initial technique of Aiki was not applied in time or has failed. For that reason, I will teach you that technique. In Karami Nage, we are taught that we can apply Aiki this way. However, in the event this fails to stop the opponent in time, We are supposed to apply Aiki against the next attack of the opponent. Of course, being grabbed by the collar is not a real form of attack, as in Gyaku Ude. There is always the next real attack. For example, cutting the forehead, hitting the face. We must really be resentful from our everyday practice. Or he might hit my stomach, or kick me. There is always the next movement. In this kata, the situation is supposed to be that the opponent comes to attack my forehead next. When the opponent comes first to grab my collar, I can apply the technique this way at that instant. However, here, we assume that the third technique of Gyaku-Ude has failed to be applied in time, and therefore I must apply Aiki with the next technique. Here I applied Aiki. Here is Anatemi, and my right hand is grabbing one of the vital points on his right arm. I grab his right arm at the tsubo and take his other arm to cross them this way and throw him. The technique here is to stop his breathing, but we continue and execute an immobilization technique. Here, as we try to apply an immobilization technique at the tsubo right above his elbow, he can still move. So we push his left hand against his own right arm at the tsubo above the other one. If we push on that spot even slightly this way, it is very effective. Next, we will demonstrate a technique called Shihonage. It comes from sword work and jujutsu. We were going to show our sword work and jujutsu today. However, since we have heard that Mochizuki Sensei already did his demonstration of sword work and jujutsu in the second friendship demonstration, we have decided to omit ours. We thought it would be impolite to repeat the same kind of demonstration. In the Aikido world, there are attacking situations called Ryote-dori and Katate-dori. In these modern times, there are no other attacks as unsuitable as these. As you know, in the old days, they were used obviously for stopping the opponent from drawing his long sword out this way. That is katadori, and then stopping him from drawing his other short sword out. This is ryotedori. This is said to be the origin of the movement ryotedori. I know there are other explanations for this movement, but if I go into that discussion, it will be quite lengthy. So here, I chose the explanation that those attacks came from sword work. As I have said before, in Aiki, when the opponent touches us, it should be the instant that he loses control of his movements. If the opponent manages to hold on to your wrist very hard, then your move will be either to attack him at the joint on his arm in this way, or to evade to the outside to make him lose his balance. Of course, there are many more variations. In Daito-ryu, the moment the opponent touches us is the time his balance is broken. Because he loses control, we can enter. Because he loses control, we can throw him. I break his balance this way and enter. Here, I enter, cutting the trunk of his body as I pass through. That is why my arms are extended. Then from Jodan, I cut the opponent at an angle. My arms are stretched out almost completely. Therefore, in Shihonage, after we apply Aiki on the lighting,
呼吸を整えて気を入れて
That was the end of the Hanza Handachi techniques. I will explain those techniques later. Next, we will show the 10 Tachi-ai techniques. That makes 11 techniques. The last one was an Uda technique of the Shihonage series. Next we will do 5 Ushiro Waza techniques. In Daito-ryu, all the techniques, including the ones in Shoden, have individual names. I haven't said each name because it would have interrupted your viewing of the demonstration today. My name is Kondo. Properly speaking, our headmaster Tokimune Takeda-sensei should have come to talk to the audience today in person in this hall to demonstrate and explain about our techniques. I regret to say that he has some business to attend to, and I was told to come to represent him instead. As you will see, I am still a novice. Please bear with me through this demonstration. Regarding the history of Daito-ryu, please refer to the pamphlet you received earlier today. As the MC has just mentioned, the period of contact of Morihei Ueshiba Sensei and Daito Ryu was the period between 1915 and 1939 or 40. It seems that around that time, former headmaster Sokaku Takeda Sensei was teaching Daito Ryu Jujutsu and Daito Ryu Aiki Jujutsu separately. Sen no sen, or initiating the attack in anticipation of the opponent's intention to attack, and go no sen, or inducing the opponent to attack, constitute the difference between the two. At that time, the number of techniques in Daito Ryu was 118 each for Ura and Omote in Shoden Mokuroku, 53 techniques each for Ura and Omote in Aiki no Jutsu, 36 techniques each for Ura and Omote in Hiden Ogi, and 84 techniques each for Ura and Omote in Goshi Nyote, totaling 291 techniques for Omote techniques. Each of the 291 techniques has 20 to 30 applied techniques. That amounts to a total of about 6,000 to 8,000 techniques existing today. I have examined the books which Morihei Ueshiba Sensei wrote, called Budo Renshu and Budo, and the serial photographs they have just released recently of Morihei Ueshiba Sensei demonstrating techniques at the Noma Dojo around 1935, and a book called Kenkon, which Admiral Isamu Takeshita wrote between 1928 and 1931, in which he introduced 4,138 techniques. Almost all of the techniques in those references are included in Daito Ryu. The 118 techniques in Shoden Mokuroku, which I introduced at the beginning, are divided into 5 sections, starting from Ikajo to Gokajo. Ikajo through Sankajo are systematized in the same way. In Ikajo, there are 10 Idori, or sitting variations, 5 Hanza Handachi, or half-sitting, half-standing variations, 10 Tachiai, or standing, and 5 Ushirodori, or rear attack techniques. Each section from Ikajo through Sankajo has 30 techniques, so that the total number of techniques is 90. Shikajo has 15 techniques and Gokajo has 13. That makes a total of 118 techniques. I think that Ikajo in Daito Ryu and the commonly used term of Ikajo or Ikkyo in Aikido have different meanings. The reason for that is the fact that Ikajo in Daito Ryu includes 30 techniques. That is why the Aikido techniques from Ikajo to Gokajo or Ikkyo to Gokyo are different from the ones in Daito Ryu. We often hear people say that the techniques of Daito Ryu are crude or barbaric and that they lack a certain refinement. Daito Ryu was the official sword discipline of the Aizu clan and was never let out of the Aizu fief, it being considered its otome waza, or clan martial art, for a long period of time. But after Sokaku Takeda Sensei became the headmaster, he unveiled Daito Ryu for the first time in history to selective people, that is, military personnel, police officers, prison officers, judges, and influential local leaders. In turn, the present headmaster, Tokimune Takeda Sensei, opened the dojo to the general public. Although the school is now open to the public, there are limitations on the techniques shown at public demonstrations. Until only about 4 or 5 years ago, the techniques that were allowed to be demonstrated were only those in Ikajo. Recently, the headmaster relaxed the limitations a great deal to include the 118 techniques of Shoden Mokuroku. The magnificent techniques of Aiki no Jutsu, original to Daito Ryu, haven't been demonstrated to the public. That may be one of the reasons why people greatly misunderstand Daito Ryu. Daito Ryu has a long history. It has been transmitted to us today, having survived the age of civil strife. As a result, the techniques have been polished over and over, since numerous people must have examined the techniques from every possible angle during the long history of our school. We may be flattering ourselves, but I think that Daito Ryu techniques are wonderful. My introductory explanation has been much too long. I will now briefly explain the contents of today's demonstration. First, we will demonstrate the Aiki Nage of Shoden. It is different from the Aiki no Jutsu I mentioned earlier, though they have the same principle. This technique, called Aiki Nage in the Shoden series, also serves as a warming up exercise. After that, we will show 3 series of free demonstrations. The free demonstrations will consist of techniques selected from Ikajo through Gokajo. Some techniques from the Chuden level will also be included in the free demonstration. As I mentioned before, each of the 291 techniques has 20 to 30 variations. In addition, we will include a few of those variations in the free demonstrations. After that, we will demonstrate the techniques of Ikajo. In Daito Ryu, this is the first time all of the 30 techniques of Ikajo have been demonstrated in public. After that, I will demonstrate and explain a few Ikajo techniques. Those will be Hanza Handachi and Tachiai techniques as time permits. First, we will demonstrate the Aiki Nage of Shoden. The demonstrators are Mr. Tomabechi, a 5th dan, and others. As I mentioned before, this is the Aiki Nage of Shoden. I will explain the Aiki Nage of Chuden and Okuden later. Daito Ryu is a martial art developed for use inside the castle. The technique they are doing now is called shikko, or walking on the knees. In the old days, walking on one's feet was not allowed inside the castle. That is why they had to walk on their knees. Next, free demonstrations. Demonstrators in the first group are Mr. Morita, 4th dan, and others. I am sure you have noticed that we have purposely concentrated on Shomenuchi attacks in these demonstrations. The second and also the first group included Shomenuchi attacks in their demonstrations. Now we complete the free demonstrations. Next, we will show Ikajo Kata. In Ikajo, there are 10 Idori techniques, 5 Hanza Handachi, 10 Tachiai, and 5 Shirodori techniques. The demonstrators are Mr. Amano, 3rd dan, and one other. I mentioned before briefly, in this Ikajo, the Aiki and the Aiki-Jujutsu of Daito-ryu is part of all the techniques.
That was all of the 10 techniques of Idori. Next we will demonstrate Hanza Handachi technique. Before we do that, please allow them a little time to wipe off their sweat. It's very hot on the stage from the lighting.
Morihiro Saito first began training under Aikido founder Morihei Ueshiba in 1946. He served the founder for some 24 years and received extensive private instruction not only in unarmed techniques but also in the use of the Ken and Jo. Saito Sensei has recently announced a grading system to develop instructors of the Aiki, Jo, and Ken in an effort to preserve and disseminate the weapon system taught by O-sensei. Successful applicants will be awarded traditional type scrolls to attest to their proficiency.
時間がないから今度裏技。やめる。投げているのは同じ投げ方で強く剣持ってこっちに敵が来たら向こうに投げつけろと投げつけろ向こうに敵が向こうに投げつけろとこっちいつも彼はこっちで背後がこっちいつも左手ですよはっこっち投げるねちゃんとこう開く向こうに投げない開きによ剣はまず合わせることがあります打ってくるこれは打ってくる100度のしていく左の来たこれは来たらバカイ同じです同じですそして相手にならない傾向出てくる相手にならない傾向反面によるこれは相手です相手にならない傾向いつも剣はここのところにつけろこっち打ってくる一回打ってくる半身の剣絶対相手の剣が目に触れない剣そして打ってくる合わせそして今日拝見させていただきますがこういう形を言うんですこれで決めます。もう一回やってみます。そしてこれが一撃の変化になります。これはその立ち取りでございます。二撃の変化。これはこの形です。全く同じですですから相手はいろいろな物たちこれを足してます打ってくれば切ってます押さえつけてまず切ってます足してますそしてこれがまたついてくれば立ち取りになりますつばぜり合いというのはつばぜり合いは立ち取りになりますだからつばぜり合いは逃げます逃げます足を切っていますだから受けます打ってくるタッチ入りますこういう形で剣の基本は教えられております後ろに入ります後ろに入りますだから手が入る手をつかまれても両手つかまれても体を側面に開いて上に押さえば手は外れます下に手が外れますそういうふうにして非常に数多くの意味こっちから入る意味こちらからこう入るもろく捕まえたら下から上に返して投げてみるそれから上からいろいろ突き抜いてこれはつけません引き出こができない無言もできないだからそういうふうに非常にさばくことがうるさくなりますそれが晩年の合気道じゃないかと思います。
The first friendship demonstration sponsored by Aiki News was held on April 7, 1985 at the Edogawa Ward Cultural Center in Tokyo. Yasuo Kobayashi was born on September 20, 1936 in Tokyo. Having previously begun his Aikido training while studying at the university, he was accepted as a live-in student at the Aikikai Honbu in 1955. Kobayashi Sensei later became an instructor in 1959 and, in 1969, established his own dojo in Kodaira City. His organization now includes nearly 70 dojos throughout Japan. Kobayashi Sensei has traveled abroad on numerous occasions to teach Aikido, visiting the United States, Europe, Hong Kong, and Brazil. Mitsugi Saotome was born in Tokyo on March 7, 1937. He enrolled in the Kuwamori Dojo in 1954 and was taught by Doshu Kishomaru Ueshiba and Seigo Yamaguchi Sensei. He officially became a live-in student under the founder at the Aikikai Hombu Dojo in 1961. Saotome Sensei moved to the United States in 1975 to spread Aikido and for a time acted independently of the Aikikai organization as the head of a group called Aikido Schools of Ueshiba. His organization rejoined the Aikikai system in 1987. Shoji Nisho was born in Aomori Prefecture on December 2, 1927. He enrolled at the Aikikai Hombu Dojo at the end of 1951. Nisho Sensei formally began instructing Aikido around 1955. His focus is on Aikido as a martial art and he has had extensive experience in Judo, Karate, Iaido, and Jodo. The influence of these arts is apparent in his Aikido. Nisho Sensei has traveled many times, primarily to Scandinavia and the United States, to instruct. Now retired, he teaches Aikido regularly in the Tokyo and Yokohama areas.
今こうやったんですが、こっちがこうね、先ほどがやってる襟にですね、体が前、そしてそこへ入って、そして向こうにですね、こういう形でやってますね。そしてそこへ入って、この場合も実際は手をこう上げた時がちょうどさっき言った通りね、そこへ入ってる。でこれじゃいけないんで、僕らの僕らのこういう形で入っていきました。それがこう入って入りになっているんですね。この手を上げ出して勝負をおしまいと言ってみると先ほど通りね、好きな子が必要で本当はそこへ入っている。だからこれは許されないんで一緒にこっちに入っている、ね、ですから僕らの場合ここへ入っている、ね、もう勝負は終わりになっている。それを剣で止めするならばですね、入っていくはずだね。こういう形でもって取りかぶった時もすでに入る、そしてね入っていく、入っていくね、そのまんまね入っていくね、そして入ってですね持っていくね、今のあれはこれ入ってそしてこれですね持ってくる。実はこの場合も少し音を先につける、それは許されないので僕らの場合はね、軽くしてそこに入ってる、そしてこれも出るタイプね、こういうふうな形をとってるわけですね。で、あいかんでいこうか。そしてそのですね、はい。どっちか。今のこの一挙の場合もですね、さっき言いましたように、これを突き出してみると、完全に完全にこの位置から入れる体勢、そしてその位置はこうなったはず、そして入るとちょうどですね、投げがなってきますね、投げになって、それがちょうどこう入るんですね。これが当てが入る、その呼吸を持って投げいってるわけです。で、この三教の場合も、それかぶったら今度はこれが入ってるわけですからね。ですから普通に止めると今度はここが入ってるわけですから、ね、それをこういう形で持って、ね、入っていく。それが大きくこうなってくると、ね、投げになってくる。そしてはこの投げの場合、これこう入ったのと、これが当てが入ってる。これも全部当てが入る。当てをつい持って投げる。一本目はそのまんまですね。これあれが入っています。回転投げなんですね。呼吸が入っていますね。でやはり1本目2本目がやはりそういう形で入っています、ね、これは回転投げから入ってる取り方ですね。で四方投げの場合、これは左右で取ってあります。これは四方投げのですね、その位置からですね、四方投げを取ってあります。この2本でですね、四方投げの呼吸を持ってきています。そしてこれは2教として取ってあります。手通りですね、手通りとして取ってありますですね。これは2教の呼吸ですね。そして3教は突きを 取ってあげます。この位置からね入って、そして突き、そしてこう入ってね。これは三教の中を取ってあげます。そしてこれは4行の抑えがあるんですね。
Morihiro Saito was born in Ibaragi Prefecture on March 31st, 1928. He was accepted as a student in the Iwama Dojo by the founder Morihei Tsunadomari, was born in Kagoshima Prefecture in Kyushu in 1923. He became a live-in student under Morihei Ueshiba Sensei in 1942. Tsunadomari Sensei established the Manseikan Aikido Dojo in Kumamoto, Kyushu in 1954 and put his full energies into the development of Aikido. He was promoted to 9th Dan by the founder in 1961. Tsunadomari Sensei became independent of the Aikikai in 1969 following the death of O-Sensei. He now oversees the largest Aikido organization in Kyushu and is the author of several volumes on Aikido.
持っていける。抜かなきゃいかん。抜いたら自分が相手の力を利用できる。私が力を入れてるから。持ちます。力を抜いたら持っていけない。はい。はい。どうぞ。もう絶対ですね。これでいいです。これもう全部ですね。相手を崩していきますね。
Kozo Shioda was born on September 9, 1915, in Tokyo. He first enrolled in the Kobukan Dojo in 1932 and trained under Morihei Ueshiba for about 8 years. Shioda Sensei graduated from Takushoku University in 1941, entering the army shortly thereafter, where he was sent to China. He began teaching Aikido in 1951, later establishing Yoshinkan Aikido in 1955. Shioda Sensei is the author of numerous books on Aikido, including an autobiography entitled An Aikido Life. He has visited numerous countries abroad to demonstrate and teach Aikido.
これは木の担当ですね。これをこう見てるとですね、当たる。こんなことしてやると当たっちゃうんですね。だから我が友来たれにというところにもやるわ。それでこの後ろとケンとパパ、よし、ダッとやってきて、それであんなに止めちゃう。これでいいわけですね。押します。押してもですね、これは倒れる。それで蹴ってうるさかったらこう挟んでそれで喜びさんで打ち込んでいくわけですこうやってペンペンとこれおいしょということは剣の道をすればいい相手と気持ちをつながらせるんですねこれが一番大事こう振りかぶってスッとしてこれですこれは真剣ですからねこれできれいですだからどこでもいいですねしないだとポテトにして麺こういきますねこういうことができますだからそうじゃなくて当たればどこでもいいよどこでもいいですね当たれば変わるんですそれで入るこうやって入れた時にですねただし真ん中にいることはいけないこれを相手がやられてこれを落としたら自分は当たるだからこういったら必ず横へこう開くということですねこれは指にというわけでやるわけですサラサラサラサラこうみんな切ってしまうそれでこっちこう休憩するとさっと今度は一体多ということをご説明いたしますしかし一人の大勢の敵に囲まれた時ですでは二人です一人と思えということで、そこにいなければね自分がいるから捕まるこう来たらそれから向こうがついていくわけですねそこにいないということですねですからシュシュシュシュシュこうやっていなければですねほら一緒手で敵を持って毒を持って毒を持って毒を制すということですね相手の敵の方を敵を持ってきてやるそうすれば自分は非常に気持ちよく相手を制することができるわけですねそして相手も私に対して憎しみは持たない
Demonstrators in the second group are Miss Hasegawa, 4th Dan, and others. Demonstrators in the third group are Mr. Oji, 4th Dan, and others.
Kenji Shimizu was born in 1940 in Tendo, Fukuoka Prefecture, in Kyushu. He began practicing judo at the age of 12. Shimizu Sensei graduated from Meiji University in 1962 and entered the Aikikai Hombu Dojo in 1964 as a live-in student under Morihei Ueshiba. He opened the Shimizu Dojo in 1970, which was later renamed the Tendokan Dojo. In 1982, he established his Sangen Jaya Dojo as the headquarters of Tendo-ryu Aikido. Shimizu Sensei travels regularly to Europe, in particular West Germany. He is moreover the co-author of a book entitled Zen and Aikido. Michio Kuroiwa was born on January 25, 1932. Having a background as an amateur boxer, he entered the Aiki Hombu Dojo around 1953, becoming an instructor in 1958. Emphasizing the practicality and effectiveness of Aikido technique, Kuroiwa Sensei has for many years been the chief instructor of the Rikkyo University Aikido Club. He has authored a series of articles on the theory and practice of Aikido published by Aiki News. Kuroiwa Sensei spent 2.5 months instructing in various locations in the United States in 1982.
これ四方投げですね。これ四方投げですね。このだけで棒を持ってるとほらこういうふうになっちゃうんですよ。いいですか？これがこうなっちゃうんですね。一丁ですね。上に浮かすの。でこれが形としてはこういうふうになります。ね。そうするとこれがね、こうなっちゃって、それからこれがこう来ちゃうんですよ。これ立って、今の体勢どういうことかというとね、一つの形としてこういうふうにやりますね。こうヒュッと、ね、これが形、ね、これを今度はこのものほらこれが当たってるんですよ。上がるとこういうふうになっちゃう、ね、で今度は立ててね、このままするとこうですよ。手がこうなってこういうふうになってる、ね、だからこれがキッといってくる、キュンキュンといって、でこれがパンチになるとこの部分になると立っていって入ってくる、アッパーカットなんです。はい、じゃあこんな感じ。はい、こう一丁こういきますね。こういう一丁、あるいは前転してからの一丁ありますね。今度はこれがですね、こういう形になるでしょ。シュッと。それからこう上がって、これは棒の動きにですから、はい、こうでしょ。それからもう一つは横に展開したでしょ。こうなったでしょ。で、立ててね。一番初めはこういうビュッといっちゃう。これが一丁ね。それから今度は横に行くとキュンキュンとなります。で、これがで、ポイントの裏ですよ。我々稽古している。ね。今度はこれがこう入る。バーンっていった。これが、はい、こう持って、ね。それから今度は同じように、キュッとしたらこのまま全部ついちゃいます。ね。ついちゃうってことはね、うちに考えたらストレートって考え方すればいいですね。そうするとね、これがこう展開して、はい、こう上がって、こう来たものっていうのはね、相手に対してね、これがスッと入ってくる。ね。それからストレートっていうのはこう来たらバンとついてあげればいい。ですからこういう形で、こういう2丁です、これから。ね。我々やってるでしょ。ちょっといいですか。このまま近づくとこうやってるわけ。これがずっと延長するとこういうそうもう一回来て、これはこう力ダーンとついてる。例えば我々よく四方投げとかなんかでやりますね。四方投げがこう来てね、頑張らなきゃといかなくなっちゃうね。そうすると何もここでね、いかないと相手のことね、村尾さん強いですねなんて言うことないのね。いかなかったらこんなの横にちょっと崩すよ。あと当日のファイルは何技になっちゃう。例えば小手返しを取ってきたね。小手返しで投げたかったら体が入っていけばいい。投げる技。一挙の腕が取って入ってくる。相手が浮いた。これ空間があるでしょ。この空間に自分の体が入ってくる。そこで投げるんですよ。ね。四方投げ我々やるでしょ。上がりにくかったら体が入って空間をパズルで埋めてきゃいいんですよ。体が入ってこれがこのまま上がったら潜り込んじゃいます。こういうとまあたまたまですね、相手がそばにいたらここのところもらえばいいよ。
Morihiro Saito was born in Ibaragi Prefecture on March 31st, 1928. He was accepted as a student in the Iwama Dojo by the founder Morihei Ueshiba in 1946. Saito Sensei became an Aikikai Hombu Shihan in 1959. In 1969, upon the death of O-sensei, he assumed direction of the Iwama Dojo. Saito Sensei's emphasis is on basic technique and the interrelationship in Aikido among unarmed and weapon techniques. His frequent travels take him on a regular basis to the United States, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand.
I'm running with this movement.
動きに合わせる。さっきは相手に合わせる。この体に合わせる。
Before I blended with his body.
今度は動きに合わせる。
Now we put this into movement.
合わせることを木結びと先生言いました。
O-sensei referred to this as the concept of kino musubi, the tying of each of your partner's key.
同じ。
They're all the same.
後ろです。はいはい。すみません。組み立ての2。
Number 2.
さあ、回数に変わります。
Now we'll do a Taisen step.
はい。はい。
It's number 3.
決めます。回数に変わります。
Taisen application.
はい。組み立てよ。
Number 4.
スイッチする。決めます。押さえる。ここで決まってます。
Finishes in this manner.
5。はい。
Number 5.
The second Aiki expressive technique.
以上をもちまして、それでは続きまして解説の
Now I will explain the techniques.
今の一箇条
First, we will demonstrate Hanza Handachi techniques from the Ikajo series. The Hanza Handachi techniques show the characteristics of Daito-ryu most clearly. Daito-ryu is called Gotenjutsu, or techniques for use inside the castle, mainly because of these techniques. The demonstrators are Mr. Tomabechi, 5th Dan, who demonstrated Aiki Nage of Shoden, and others. Hanza Handachi techniques are designed to deal with a large number of enemies. Throwing one opponent who comes from the right against the opponent at the left, or throwing an opponent who comes from the left against the opponent at the right. Also throwing an opponent who comes from the front against the opponent at the back, or throwing an opponent who comes from the back against the opponent at the front. These are techniques which are applied differently depending on the situation. First, he will control the opponent on his right side who is about to attack with a sword. He controlled the opponent by stopping him from drawing his sword with his right hand and threw him against the opponent on his left. Next, he throws an opponent on his left to the right. This time, he throws an opponent who comes from the front against the opponent to the rear. He now throws an opponent who comes from the rear against the opponent at the front. Finally, he pins an opponent who comes from the front, right where he was sitting. This is the reason why these techniques are called Gokyo, or 5D. He has applied techniques against one person at a time just now. However, in a real situation, opponents attack from random directions, from the right or left, so that one has to be flexible enough to adapt himself to the circumstances. Next, I will demonstrate and explain techniques. Before starting my demonstration, I would like to refer to the 5 main elements in martial arts training. They are the fundamentals of the martial arts. Metsuke, or where to look or concentrate one's mind, Kokyu, or breathing, Mawai, or distance, Kuzushi, or breaking the momentum or balance of the opponent's movement, and Zanshin, or staying attentive at the end of a technique. From beginners to advanced students of Daito-ryu, we all keep these fundamentals in mind in our daily training. I would like to explain in detail about these 5 elements, but we don't have enough time today for that. We have only about 10 minutes. I will explain them some other time. Today I will only try to touch upon them briefly. First, Metsuke. Metsuke can mean penetration, perception, and eventually the height of pre-perception which we strive to attain. Therefore, we include this term as a subject of our study. The concept of metsuke naturally includes insight. The concept of insight ranges from controlling the opponent with piercing eyes to the state of embracing the opponent with benevolence. Next, kokyu. Kokyu should include breathing method and power of breathing. The Chinese characters for kokyu are exhaling and inhaling. Naturally, exhaling is more important, whereas inhaling can be forgotten. Forgetting may not be a proper word, but I want to stress that exhaling is important. I think you know very well that one can even cure illnesses by executing certain methods of breathing. In ancient times, a breathing method of Buddha existed. In the mid-Edo period of Japan, there was a Zen priest named Hakuin Zenshi who devised a breathing method. Today, there are many people doing research on breathing methods. We ourselves have been studying the subject based on all the research of the past and the present. Today, for the time being, we define the word kokyu this way. Exhaling is yang, and inhaling is yin. That is to say, when we put strength in our body, we naturally exhale and hold. Exhale and hold, that is, the breathing of ah and hum, or inspiration and expiration. Today, we will just characterize the essential point of kokyu as exhaling and inhaling. Next, moai. When we demonstrate jujutsu techniques, we manipulate and throw opponents who attack with a sword quite easily. There is a certain fixed distance at which we feel at ease executing a technique. This is about 6 feet, or perhaps a little longer. However, the moai that we jujutsu people feel is right is also the perfect moai for people who do sword work. They say that they can thrust, cut, or do anything from that distance. Therefore, when we think we are in our moai, they also think that they are in their moai. That is another point about which we have to be reminded when we train. I will skip kuzushi. Next, I will talk about zanshin. As the Chinese characters for zanshin indicate, it means the body remains or the mind remains. We also keep this in mind when we train. Next, kuzushi. We have to first think about the term Aiki. The name of our school has the word Aiki in front of the word Jujutsu. Then what is Aiki? We divide Aiki into 3 levels. Aiki at the Shoden level, Shuden level, and Okuden levels. As I have said, Aiki at the Shoden level involves more than one technique. Then what is Aiki at this level? It is breaking the momentum of the opponent's movement, or kuzushi, by attacking him at an unguarded moment. The Chinese character for this term kyo is the same one as in kyozo, or virtual image. In other words, when the opponent touches me, he has already lost his balance or the momentum of his movement, no matter what condition I am in. That, I think, is Aiki at the Shoden level. I will elaborate on that point in an actual demonstration later. Now, what is Aiki at the Chuden level? It is a secret power or strength that wells up in one's body as a result of training. The Chinese character used for he is the same one as in himitsu, or secret. Lastly, what is Aiki in Okuden? It is a secret power that flows out from one's mind by training one's spirit. Here is an example. If we are to climb Mount Fuji, there can be many different paths to climb the mountain. One is flower arrangement, or it can be tea ceremony, and our ways happen to be the martial arts. People who train in flower arrangement seek the way to the summit through flowers. People who train in the tea ceremony seek the way to the summit through tea, and we seek the way to the summit through technique. The summit, or the goal that we are aiming at, is one particular thing. That, I think, is enlightenment. Therefore, I believe that
Aiki Shimazu was born in Tokyo in 1938. Interested in traditional martial arts from boyhood, he began his study of Yagyu Shingan Ryu under Tomiyoshi Aizawa Sensei in 1955 and rapidly received the Soden scroll. Morihei Ueshiba practiced this art from about 1904 to 1908. Shimazu Sensei spent over 20 years visiting and training in Yagyu Shingan Ryu dojos in various parts of Japan. Shimazu Sensei is a member of the Japan Traditional Martial Arts Association and gives yearly demonstrations at the Meiji, Yasukuni, and Issei shrines.
これが基本型の人。両義のいい。喉を攻めていく。と言います。十手、田んぼ、そういうようなものの基本型になってまいります。中国高く蹴るのはこの脇の下を当てるためなんです。鎧はどうはどうしようもこれもう左に返して手のひらここが特徴です。一応分かりますでしょ。右左手の変わってるので現代の憲法とはもう変遷が非常に高い違います。これは肘を固めて使う技なので現代の一刀流系統の太刀を想像されるとちょっと工夫おかしいんじゃないかなと思いますけど動かしてみますと非常に強いです。これ後でちょっとどなたか上がってもらってどっちが強いか実験してみるとこれが控えの時です。控え対面して刀を下ろしてたんです。
Katsuyuki Kondo was born in Tokyo in the third Aiki News Friendship Demonstration took place on September 6, 1987 at the Yomiuri Hall in Yurakucho, Tokyo. Koichiro Yoshikawa was born on January 31st, 1918 in Kashima, Ibaraki Prefecture. He is presently the headmaster of Kashima Shinto-ryu, a traditional Japanese martial art with a 500-year history. The use of the sword in Kashima Shinto-ryu heavily influenced Morihei Ueshiba in the late 1930s when it was taught privately at his Kobukan dojo. Elements of the Kashima sword can also be seen in the swordwork of Morihiro Saito. Yoshikawa Sensei is presently active as a member of the advisory board of the Nippon Budokan Martial Arts Commission.
敵が切ってまいります視察の方に敵が小手を切ることを今度は抑えます。次は2の太刀でございます。これは小手をやはり切ることを目的にされています。隅に止めまして、指です。次が6のここでつば攻めに入りまして最初は意味の同じ動作でございます。次がシャモたち。シャとは車という字を書きます。最後は楽にとどめている。次が骨の太刀でございます。骨という字は払うという字を書きます。互い違いの意という字を書きます。 は木の太刀でございまして、人は草冠での殴という敵の突っ込んでくる力を投げながら乱れるという字をでございますけれども、楽の先でございます。あとは下という。
パッと倒したりなんかして、ご覧に入れてると、ね、これで、暴漢に捕まった。これをこう逃げようと思ったってこれなかなか取れません、ね、ところがしっかりつかむ。ハクションってやると取れちゃう。だから鎖で取れたんじゃないんですよ。ですかこれはね、こういう具合にねじってこうやるから取れちゃうんですね。それはどういうわけかと言いますと、この5本の指で掴んでおりますね。だからその5本の指に抵抗をやってもこれは難しい。なかなかいかない、ね、よっぽど強ければ別ですが取れません、ね、ところがこの1本の指、5本の指じゃなくて1本の指をこうやっていじめつけてやると、そうすると自然に取れる。弱いところをこうやっていじめつけてやると取れる。これを早くやるもんだから早くなんてやるもんだからなんか知らんけどえらい早く相手を倒すことができるというふうなことで人が感心する。今手をこう掴んでそれをこうやってハクションって言いながら取ってみした。だけどあれはくしゃみで取れたんじゃなくてですね、これがですねちゃんとこうひねってこう言って取っておるわけですね。これも一つのいわゆる弱いところに向かって働く。ところがこれを持ってひょっとこっちにこう持ってきますとこれも弱いわけですね、体が。つまり相手は2本の足で立ってますから、これ3本の足で立ってるとなかなか大変ですね。だけど幸いにして2本の足で立っておる。だから2本の足こういうふうな方向で立ってるからこの手に持っていけばもう倒れるに決まってるんですね。だからこれをですねペッとこっちに持っていけば相手は不安定になるんですね。それをですね今度はうまくペッとこう抱いてやるんですね。ペッと出てこっちに持って倒れるのが当たり前なんですよ。これからやるのが私の道場の一つの特徴でありまして、これを捨て身技と申します。
Katsuyuki Kondo was born in Tokyo in 1945. He first learned Daitoryu Aikijutsu under Tsunejiro Hosono sensei, and then subsequently under Kotaro Yoshida sensei. Daitoryu Aikijutsu, as taught by Sokaku Takeda sensei, is the art which most influenced the development of Aikido. Kondo sensei became a direct student of Daitoryu Aikijutsu headmaster Tokimune Takeda in the mid-1960s. He is the only person to presently hold the Kyoju Dairi, or Instructor Certification rating. Morihiro Saito first began training under Aikido founder Morihei Ueshiba in 1946.
If he bends his arms this way, he can apply a movement to work against my technique. Don't throw me this time. So after we break his balance, here my arms are extended. My arms are extended, although my wrists are slightly bent. If I straighten my wrists, that will apply more power against the opponent. Therefore, in the original technique, one's arms are extended more to make it more effective. Since it is derived from sword work, in this movement we cut the trunk of the opponent's body as we pass by. Here, naturally, my arms are extended. Then after cutting through his trunk, we assume Jodan to cut him at an angle. So there should not be any point in this series of movements where we bend our arms. When we bend his arms, the opponent is given a chance to move against our technique. That was Shihonage. Next, Aiki at the Chuden level. We are running out of time. Saito Sensei agrees to give us a little more time, so I will explain this briefly. As I have said before, Aiki at the Chuden level is a secret power that wells out of our bodies as a result of training. It is not mere strength. Aiki at the Chuden level is applied in situations like katate-dori, ryote-dori, as in Shihonage and Futa-dori, which I will demonstrate now. I would like to show a little more, but today I will finish with just one technique. In reality, it should not be possible to take ukemi against a technique. If ukemi is possible, it is not a technique. When a technique is not effective, ukemi becomes possible. In the dojo, as we practice every day, we cannot afford to have ambulances come each time we apply a technique. We cannot cause injuries or kill people each time. That is why we suppress our technique. But the original techniques were designed in such a way that it was not possible to take ukemi. For example, Ippon-dori. There are several series of original techniques in Ippon-dori. Here I am pinning the opponent this way. If I push more, his elbow joint will break. Another example, obi-otoshi, which we demonstrated earlier. I drop the opponent this way, head first. Naturally, ukemi is not possible. Also, take the example of Shihonage, which we did earlier. I apply a pin against his wrist, elbow, and shoulder here. Then I throw him. You might think that this was a setup, but it was really effective at those three places. Is Stanley around? You may have doubts if we do the techniques among ourselves only. Let's try the last pressure. You'd better relax, otherwise your arm will break. How does it feel? What? It hurts your head too? Stanley is one of Saito Sensei's best students, so his ukemi is very good. Thank you very much. As I just showed you, the original techniques do not allow ukemi. But since we practice in the dojo, we make them milder because otherwise it would be dangerous. Our time is up now, and so we will complete our demonstration of Daito Ryu. I hope that it has helped your understanding of the art. I also hope that you now have at least a slight interest in Daito Ryu. As you have seen, our techniques are still unskilled and need more training. The genuine technique of Daito Ryu can only be shown by our headmaster, Tokimune Takeda Sensei. When you have a chance, please watch the headmaster's demonstration. Thank you very much.
Thank you.